So, story time, and I can actually apply this to a job that I had. For 5 years, I worked for a retail slash pharmacy chain that starts with a W. And for, I believe, a year and a half, 2 years of that time, I was in the main store and I loved my job. I I absolutely loved my job. Loved the people I worked with. I don't think I ever really thought about quitting, except when a short change artist actually got me, and that really messed with my head because I was like, okay, he was good, but he picked me, and not only did he pick me, he actually got me. And I was just like, ugh, and I got a write up for that. But eventually I moved into the pharmacy department and absolutely found such happiness working in the pharmacy. Again, the people I worked with, the customers that came in, everything was just like really cool. I loved the data entry aspect. I loved the regimented. This is the way you do things. Eventually, the company got me some certifications where I got pay raises and was making more money than I've ever made in my life. My anxiety was nothing. I don't even think I went through the big empty while I was at this company. And I just absolutely loved it there. And they needed me to, at a certain point, they needed me to go to another store to help out. And when I got to this other store, I was like, I love it here. Like, I absolutely love it here. And they were like, yeah, we want you here too. Can we have you? And so I got the other location to release me to this store, and it felt like family. The two main pharmacists were like my grandpa and or dad or grandpa, and like big older sister, like like that older sister that's like 20 years older than you, and then there was a bubbly little sister that her name was Mandy. And like I'd say stuff like, "You smell nice today. Is it your shampoo?" And she'd go, "Here, smell my hair." No, I was like, "Is it your perfume?" She'd go like this, and then she'd come up and go, "Is it my deodorant?" You know, we had such good times there, or I did, and it felt like family. It felt like home. I had access to other stores' scripts to type it. Like, I love data entry. Data entry is like my favorite thing in the whole wide world when it comes to working. And, so I was at this place for like 5 years. And I was so happy. Like, I don't know that, I want to say that I was never thinking of leaving. Like, I thought, I'm going to retire here. Then our company bought a smaller pharmacy. And with that smaller pharmacy came a couple of people who, basically, the customers from that pharmacy, they were like, we're going where they're going. And the pharmacist that came in absolutely did not like me. She didn't like me at all. And so they started doing to me what I had seen them do to a tech that they didn't like. We didn't want her um, because she wasn't a good fit. And I had been doing the scheduling, and they wanted her to eventually just say, you know, I'm not really getting any hours. Put me in a different part. So we, so when I saw them starting to do that to me, I was like, oh, this ain't cool. And I wasn't real fond of this pharmacist. The other girl, I was like, she's okay. And they basically put her on making schedules, which had been my job. And I was like not cool with that, but I was like, okay. Well, when they put you on reduced hours, you're just supposed to call around other pharmacies and get your hours. Well, the previous one I had worked at, the previous location, they were like, yeah, we want you back. But to come back, you can't be a senior tech anymore. Even though you've got the certification, you're going to you're going to drop in pay, and you're not going to have that position. And I was like, it's cool. You know, you know, if you can give me my 40, it's cool. I love you guys. I love the people that are there, because like the people that were there had been there a long time, and I love them. And so I was like, hey, I want to go back to my old store. They wouldn't release me. I should have put in my 2-week notice and quit, and then got hired back at the other store. That's something that definitely could have been done. But I didn't. And I ended up saying something that was completely repeated in the wrong way. And I was fired. I mean, no doubt, I was shitty that day. I was shitty that day that I got fired. Um, and I said this place could burn to the ground for all I care. Well, loss prevention got the I wish this place would burn to the ground, or I'll burn this place around. I'm like, no, I didn't say that. I said it could burn to the ground for all I care. So I was fired, and the other store manager could not rehire me. The original guy who hired me, he could have. He had 20 years with the company, and he did what he wanted. He would have told loss prevention, I'll take responsibility for her. Because, like, he didn't care if the system booted you out. If you showed up every day saying, have you looked at my application? He was going to pull your application, and he would hire you, because he had that kind of pull with the company. But I wasn't about to go to Louisiana just to work for him. What made things even worse was when it came time for my unemployment. I get on the phone, and this man who had been like a father or grandfather to me acted like I was the worst employee that had ever been there. I was crushed. And you could ask anybody that knew me around that time, and the years after and now, I've never been the same. That was the perfect job. And I couldn't get hired at any other pharmacy. I was screwed. And that was a big blow. And you know, so that was my utopia for work. Like, if I could get that job back, I could probably do it. I could probably do that job. But the betrayal of that father figure who was talking about me doing something that I had heard him do, that everybody in the pharmacy did. It was horrible. It was devastating. So there's a story time for a work utopia.